Hey everyone, it's Brian from GumballTech.com, and today I'll be taking a look at the Crucial Technologies 8GB laptop memory upgrade kit. And this retails for about $260, but you can get this for under $200 from certain websites. And basically you get two 4GB sticks for your laptop or your iMac, because the iMac actually uses laptop-sized memory. And basically you could just use this to upgrade your computer and get a performance boost out of it. So I'd like to thank Crucial Technologies for sending this out to me for review. It was really cool of them to do that. And basically, there's a lot of different reasons why getting 8 gigs of RAM would be useful. If you run a lot of virtual machines, it'll help out with that a lot. If you run huge games, if you do sort of 3D related activities like AutoCAD, this will definitely help out with Photoshop as well. And getting 8 gigs right now, it sort of future-proofs your computer. Right now it seems like between 2 to 4 gigs is the standard, and maybe in a year or two, 8 gigs will be the standard, so you'll already be there. So, that's another good reason to get 8 gigs. And you can never have too much memory, Basically, in the kit, all you get is the 2 RAM sticks. I'll give you a closer look at that in a minute. But for this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to swap out the sticks from a MacBook Pro. I'm assuming it's the same on a MacBook. It's a little bit different on an iMac, but if you have a regular laptop like an HP, a compact, Sony, whatever, there's usually like on the bottom of the computer, there's usually a little plastic like a little plastic cover that you take out with a screw, and then the RAM sticks are right under that. So basically, the first thing you need to do is take out the 10 screws in the bottom of your computer, and then lift up on the bottom plate, and that basically reveals the inside of your computer. So right now I moved the camera a little bit closer to the computer so you could get a closer look at the memory. And here are the 2 sticks that came with my MacBook Pro. These are both 2 gigabytes. That gives me a total of 4. And to take these sticks out, there are 2 little plastic things here that you need to push, and then the sticks will lift up and you can pull them out. So you just have to do this, and then one of the sticks lifts up and you can just pull it out. And here's a little closer look at that. And then there's also a couple little things that you need to push for the second stick. If your computer has 2, just do the same thing there, and then it lifts up and you can pull it out. Just like that. Then here are the new sticks that we're going to install into the computer. To take them out of the packaging, you just sort of push them out. And here's a closer look at the 2 sticks of memory. So anyway, to install these, it's just like taking them out, except you're going the other direction. So basically you take one of the sticks and then you put them into the bottom slot. And once you get it in there, you just sort of push it down, and it's securely in place. Then you just do the same thing with your second stick. This time you put it in the top slot. Just like that. And your memory upgrade is complete. So right now I'm going to go ahead and go into Mac OS X, and I will show you some benchmarking numbers. I will also be going into Windows to update my Windows Experience Index score and a couple of things like that. So I'll check back with you in a minute. So I'm about to go ahead and boot into Mac OS X to give you some benchmark numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and boot into Mac OS X. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is go to the About This Mac menu and show you that there is 8 gigs of RAM being used right now. It's at 1067 MHz, but Mac OS X automatically adds 1 to it, and it is DDR3. I'm going to go ahead and open up the System Profiler so I can show you some information about it, about the sticks. And here you can see that we have 2 slots. And one of those slots is being used up by a 4 gig stick, and the second one is being used up by a 4 gig stick as well. So this basically tells you that both sticks are working just fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the activity monitor to show you some memory usage information. which would be this. And you can see that we have a bunch of free memory, and this is going to help with a lot of different things. It's going to help with, let me close that. It's going to help with having applications last longer, and they're going to be more stable over a long period of time. And it's definitely going to help out if you have VMware or Parallels, if you have virtual machines on your computer. It's definitely going to help out with that. So really quick, I'm going to go ahead and do an benchmark, just doing the memory test, because that's all we need. So I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck these unnecessary tests. And I have the previous results that were taken with the 4 gigs of RAM. And it should only take a couple of seconds to do. And the results are going to be sort of interesting. So the result that we got is 189.63. I'm going to go ahead and open up my previous results, and I got 191.75. Now, Xbench may not be the best benchmarking tool for this, because I'm going to show you why in a second. So if I try to run the test again, you can see that I get 192.08, which is better than the 4 gig score and the original test that I did initially. And if I keep doing tests, I should get different results every time. Here I got 191.81. And if I do it another time, I got 188.63. I'm going to do it one more time, and I got 190.16. So Xbench may not be the best benchmarking tool to, benchmark your memory, but, I figured I could do it anyway because a lot of Mac users seem to like Xbench and trust its results. But basically, I can already tell that most of the things that I've been doing is definitely slightly faster. It's noticeable. It's not major, but it's definitely noticeable, and over the long run, you're definitely going to notice stability improvements and things like that. Applications like Photoshop, they should perform better, like rendering images. It might be a little faster, dealing with big PSD files, maybe some 3D images. It's definitely going to help out with those things. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off Mac OS X, and I'm going to go ahead and boot into Windows. So right now I just booted up into Windows 7, and I'm already noticing a slight speed improvement. Going from my login screen to my desktop was definitely a little bit faster. It's definitely noticeable in my opinion. And the first thing I'm going to do is open up Task Manager so we can check out the memory usage. And you could see that we're only using about 14% memory, which is a little over 1.10 gigs. And that's good, because before the physical memory being used was twice that. And right now I'm going to go into the computer management area. I just have to re-enable my my administration or my system administration tools. Then I can access it from there. And basically it's called the Performance Monitor. It's built into Windows 7. And you could use this to monitor the amount of RAM being used. There's a bunch of different things you could add. I'm going to add one for memory. So right now I'm going to go ahead and check out my Windows Experience Index score, which I first need to refresh. But you can see down here that the installed memory is 8 gigabytes of RAM and 7.72 gigabytes And 7.72 gigabytes is all that's usable because my MacBook Pro has the 9400 MGT, and 256 megs of RAM is dedicated to that video card, even if it's not in use, because Windows will use the 9600 MGT, which has 256 megs of dedicated video memory. So that's why only 7.72 is usable. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh my Windows Experience Index rating, and for those who are curious, here are my results. Memory for the RAM, it might go up a little bit, it might stay the same. Adding RAM doesn't really make things a whole lot faster. It's basically going to make things more stable, and applications that take advantage of this much RAM are going to be a lot better. Okay, so the test just finished, and you could definitely see that the memory went up from 5.9 to 6.3, which is a pretty hefty increase. That was actually my lowest sub-score, which brought my base score down to 5.9 as well. Overall, I do think that getting 8 gigs of RAM is definitely worth it. It'll make things a little bit faster, it'll increase your benchmark numbers depending on what program you're using, and also depending on what programs you're using, they might run a lot better. So, thanks a lot for watching this video, and thanks to Crucial for sending me out the 8 gigs of RAM to do this video for, and leave any comments or questions down below. This is a really good upgrade for anybody who has a computer and want to make things a little bit faster. RAM is a little expensive, but it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.